Hello, everyone. We are in the Q&A session, waiting for the commissioner to join this session. So while we're waiting, let me just ask you to please keep those questions coming in the chat. I see some that have been populated in here already. And so that's good. And hopefully the commissioner will be able to pop in here in just a minute or two. Also, just wanted to put in another plug for the California Economic Summit that's happening tomorrow and Friday. If you haven't already registered and you're interested in joining a bunch of other folks from all over the state talking about issues very similar to what we're talking about here that affect our region, please don't forget to register for that. We'll have that in the chat and in the follow-up information that we send. And we also have a link from our website. So, not sure where the commissioner is. So we'll just do a little tap dance here. And any questions that don't get answered here with the commissioner, we will try to follow up with in our post-event summary with answers to those questions. So go ahead and put those in there if you have questions, and we'll follow up with the commissioner afterward to have her give us some answers. I know this is such an important topic to so many folks, broadband access, and especially ubiquitous broadband for all of our residents across the region. And MBEP, as I mentioned in my opening remarks, has been working really hard on this. It is really tough. And as I mentioned, you have to be really patient, and God love her for doing the work she does. But it's a tough slog. Franny Cooper on my team, who leads this effort, has been working closely with a lot of folks all over the region, helping determine a local regional speed that we feel is adequate for our needs in the region, which is much higher than what the state has said. So we're all working really hard toward that to make sure that we have adequate coverage. Well, I'm not seeing the commissioner come into this session. Let me check my notes. Nope. Okay. And good question, Larry. Yes, the California Economic Summit, God willing, knock wood, is going to be in person in Monterey next year. We got a twofer. So we were supposed to host it this year, but of course with the pandemic, it all went virtual. But we will be welcoming the state to the Monterey Conference Center next November with all showcasing all the great stuff for our region. So we get a do-over. Pretty excited about that. Okay, well, I see about 173 of you that are here, and unfortunately, one of those is not the commissioner. And I'm not actually that equipped to answer all these fabulous questions. Apparently, she's working to connect, which is good, because we have another 2 minutes for this Q&A session, so it'll be a quickie. Let me just see if there's any questions in here that... Yes, so there's a question basically around Dig Once about when Caltrans is making improvements along Highway 1, how can we maximize that? That's a policy called Dig Once that MBEP has been pushing for with local jurisdictions for several years. So that means whenever there's a highway project, they just go ahead and put the conduit in, the empty conduit, and that will be then ready then for when the internet and the middle mile comes off of the main fiber network to get to those local jurisdictions. So that is something that many of our jurisdictions are doing. They need to be doing more of it so that we're ready for those connections when they come. Yeah, how do we persuade CPUC to categorize cable companies as Title II? I do not know the answer to that. I wish I did. Yeah, and we're really hoping, I wanted to hear specifically from the commissioner about the state legislature and what their plans are for next year and what she's seeing happening with that. But we'll have to just see how that plays out. Kevin's wanting to know if there's evidence of redlining. Will there be enforcement of legal action against these service providers? Well, I don't know there's actual redlining. That's a really good question. I would love to hear the commissioner's response to that. There is sort of digital redlining, which has really been unfortunate when, say, a lot of the COVID relief and CARES package information has only been available online. And if you happen to be in a household that doesn't have a strong internet connection, you aren't able to access those documents, for instance. So we're really trying to be cognizant of that issue and make sure that more households get connected. I want to just give a shout out while we're here without the commissioner to the city of Gonzales and Renee Mendez in particular, who's done some fantastic work with hotspots to make sure that everybody who lives in the city of Gonzales has internet connectivity. So thank you, Renee, for your leadership and everything you do to help your community there get connected and be able to access the internet. Let's see. Yeah, what kind of pressure can we put on